That front end isn't designed to turn heads. It's engineered to dominate every full-size SUV on the road. And what's hiding underneath changes everything. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why GM built this particular truck at this particular moment, and why the timing isn't a coincidence. There's one engineering decision buried in this Yukon that I believe will reshape how we think about full-size luxury SUVs for the next decade. And when we get to pricing, my verdict is going to catch a lot of people off guard. We're going to break down the monochrome exterior treatment, that dual-tone cabin, and the powertrain choices that matter. But first, I've been hearing from sources close to GM's specialty vehicle division that this black edition wasn't originally on the product roadmap. It started as something else entirely. But the real story begins with what's up front.
What stands out to me is that GM didn't just paint this truck black and call it a day. That grille is a fully blacked out mesh treatment, red GMC badge floating in it, C-shaped LED headlamps sitting flush against the body. Every piece of bright work eliminated. Mirror caps, emblems, nameplates, center caps, all black. Now here's what's interesting. This is GM responding to what the aftermarket has been doing for 5 years. Owners were spending $3,000 to $5,000 at shops to delete chrome on Denalis. GM finally said, "We'll do it from the factory, and we'll do it right." My opinion, and I know some Denali loyalists will disagree, GM should have done this 3 years ago. Lincoln figured it out with Black Label. Cadillac figured it out with their sport packages. GMC was late, but the execution is right. Here's the engineering detail that matters. Those 24-inch gloss black wheels aren't just an appearance swap. Word is, this edition runs GM's next-generation air ride suspension with what I'm calling predictive terrain mapping, forward-facing cameras and GPS elevation data pre-adjusting damping before you hit an imperfection. The suspension reads the road ahead, not beneath you. But the real story isn't outside, it's what happens when you open that door. Step inside and the contrast hits you immediately. Outside, all menace, murdered out black from bumper to bumper. Inside, it's a completely different conversation. Rich cognac and espresso leather with diamond-quilted stitching on every surface that matters. Seats, door panels, center armrest. Real open-pore wood trim running the full width of the dash with an integrated ambient light strip underneath. Now, I want to be straightforward about something. GM's material quality has come a long way, but it still isn't where you'll find a $120,000 Escalade Platinum. The leather grain is good, not exceptional. For anyone who's sat in a Navigator Black Label with that 30-way perfect position seating, there's a tactile difference. That's the honest assessment. But here's where GM earns it back. That 16.8-inch center touchscreen paired with the digital instrument cluster, this is where the money shows. Responsive interface, Google built-in running natively, and the physical HVAC and volume controls are still there. In a segment chasing Tesla's minimalism, GM kept buttons where buttons belong. If you're commuting 45 minutes each way, you don't want 3 menus deep to change your fan speed. Here's the second piece of technology worth discussing, and this is where the backstory makes more sense. Sources suggest GM has been developing a neural cabin management system. The truck learns your preferences, not just seat position and mirror angles, which we've had for 20 years, but thermal preferences by time of day, ambient light adjustment from the panoramic roof's UV sensors, and audio equalization adapting to passenger count using existing seat occupancy sensors. The engineering reasoning is sound. Every sensor this system needs already exists in the vehicle. It's a software play, not a hardware one, exactly the kind of move GM needs against the Europeans. Experienced truck owners will push back. Do we need the truck to think for us? Fair point. But at this price, convenience is the value proposition. Remember that engineering decision I mentioned? We're getting closer.
Now, everything I've shown you so far is genuinely impressive. The exterior treatment, the interior materials, the tech integration. But here's what the spec sheet doesn't tell you. The engineering decision I've been hinting at isn't about looks or luxury. It's about what sits between the frame rails. And that decision is what separates this truck from every other blacked-out luxury SUV in a dealer showroom right now.
Let's talk design language with a critical eye. At 210 inches long and 81 inches wide, this is not a subtle vehicle. The regular Yukon rides on a 120.9-inch wheelbase. That proportion, short front overhang relative to the long cabin, gives it a planted stance the Expedition has never quite matched. Those blacked-out fender flares aren't styling. They're accommodating 24-inch wheels and providing clearance for the air suspension at its lowest setting. The rear tells its own story. Quad exhaust tips integrated into a carbon fiber look diffuser, a performance signal on a family hauler, and it works. The design element I think ages best is the full-width LED taillight bar connecting both housings across the liftgate. Wider visual footprint from behind, which matters in traffic. Where they could have pushed further, the roof. On a blacked-out edition, no contrasting roof treatment feels like a missed opportunity. Range Rover understood this with their Black Pack. But design means nothing without the right powertrain. Here's what's under the hood. The Denali runs the 6.2-liter V8, 420 horsepower, 460 pound-feet of torque, 10-speed automatic. That's 45 more horsepower than a base Expedition, and the torque advantage means this truck pulls harder from a stop with 3 rows full and luggage in the back. Now, the third technology and the engineering decision I've been building toward. Strong indications that GM is developing a 48-volt mild hybrid integration for this V8. The logic is compelling. A belt starter generator delivering 25 to 30 additional pound-feet of electric torque off the line, smoothing cylinder deactivation owners have complained about, and recovering braking energy for the power-hungry electrical systems. Not a full hybrid, not an electrification play, a practical solution. Minimal weight, no transmission changes, 3 real-world complaints addressed with one system. For anyone who's driven GM trucks for 20 years, that's a significant departure from parts bin thinking. Max towing, 8,200 pounds with the trailering package. That's behind the Wagoneer's 10,000-pound rating, but ahead of the Navigator. If you tow a boat on weekends, the air ride keeps this truck from squatting under load. For anyone who's driven a Navigator with Ford's twin-turbo V6, this feels different. Less refined at low RPM, more characterful at full throttle. That V8 note still matters.
Now here's what I actually think, and I'm going to be completely straightforward with you. That engineering decision, the mild hybrid integration on the 6.2 V8, if GM executes it, it doesn't just fix a few complaints. It fundamentally changes the ownership equation on a truck that already has the right bones. And that brings us to the real question.
The Denali starts at $80,000 rear-wheel drive, $83,000 for four-wheel drive. A loaded black edition with the options you'll actually want, 22-speaker Bose, Super Cruise, air ride suspension, trailering package, you're looking at $95,000 to $100,000 out the door. Denali Ultimate pushes past $103,000 before a single option. That's $15,000 to $20,000 less than a comparably equipped Escalade, roughly even with a mid-spec Navigator. If you're trading in your current Tahoe, the premium GM is charging gets you a meaningfully better truck. Ownership costs. Insurance runs $2,800 to $3,400 annually. Depreciation has been better than the segment average. These trucks hold value. Pros and cons. First, the factory monochrome treatment eliminates the $3,000 to $5,000 aftermarket chrome delete owners were doing anyway. Real value baked in. Second, the cognac and espresso interior against the black exterior is, in my opinion, the best color combination GM offers across any full-size SUV right now. Third, Super Cruise, the 16.8-inch infotainment, Google built-in and night vision on the Ultimate make this one of the most technology-forward trucks under 6 figures. But I want to be honest about the trade-offs. If you're coming from a Navigator, you'll notice the seats. Lincoln's seating is among the best in any full-size vehicle. GM hasn't closed that gap. Fuel economy: 14 city, 18 highway with the 6.2. The Sequoia offers a hybrid. GM is behind on efficiency. Your commute will cost you. Longtime GM truck owners will appreciate the ride quality with air suspension, but they'll rightfully question why software glitches and OTA issues still haven't been fully resolved. Here's why this truck exists now. The Black Edition is GM's answer to the aftermarket, a response to European luxury SUVs creeping into their territory and a way to deliver near Escalade presence at a Denali price. That's the backstory. If you want presence, towing capability, and a cabin that rewards on long drives without spending Escalade money, this is the strongest option in the segment. If seat comfort and outright refinement matter most, the Navigator is your truck.
Remember that front end we opened with? The one engineered to move air and turn heads? After everything we've covered, the adaptive suspension, the cabin technology, the powertrain direction, that blacked-out face isn't just an aesthetic choice. It's a statement about where GM thinks the full-size luxury market is heading. And based on what I've seen here, they might be right. I'd genuinely love to hear your perspective on this, especially if you've owned a Denali or you're cross-shopping against the Escalade right now. Drop your thoughts below. And if you want to see how this stacks up against the 2026 Cadillac Escalade, that comparison is right here. If this kind of real, no-nonsense automotive analysis is what you're looking for, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.